Right, people, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are keeping well, safe, wherever you are. Just to give you an update as to what's going on with this Flir 1 Pro thermal imager. There has been a lot of complaints, even on my case, that the battery would charge around about 60-65%. Even if you leave it plugged in for however long you want to, when you plug the thermal imager back into the phone, it's showing up as around about 60-65%. Okay, so I have come across a solution to this basically. Sadly, with such a, knowing manufacturer, the designing these sort of devices hasn't been very well thought of, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are having this sort of problems basically. Okay, to overcome the problem of charging, okay, and I have tried and tested, so this is not just first time. Okay, what you need to do is you need to plug it into a bench power supply. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on my bench power supply for however long until I have 0.00 or 0.01, or 2 or 3, whatever, on the fourth digit here basically. That then tells me that the unit is actually fully charged up. Now, on my last try, yes, it worked. The unit did reach 99% charge, and I decided to just unplug and leave it off the charge itself. Okay, so what I'm going to be using this lead here. Okay, that one, just a standard female USB 2.0 cable. I'll use this original cable. Okay, I'll set the bench power supply to 5 volt. The beautiful thing about this circuit specialist power supply is that you can toggle things so quickly and so convenient. It's just far beyond belief. So yes, I have bought a cheap 10 amp power supply from Amazon, but next time when I do get another power supply, it'll be one of them basically. I could not sort of recommend anything more than this. This is a 5 amp 30 volt power supply, a 32 is it? I may need to confirm that. Let's just see what the voltages are, maximum volts. I think it's 30, yeah, 32. Okay, 32 volt. See how quick it is. You can just toggle between these digits in no time, and that's what I say is convenient. Okay, so let's plug this in. Okay, it'll be orange or amber or red or whatever color you want to say it is, but to my mind that's more like a orangish reddish type of a color. But the light will start flickering eventually. It's drawing 0.46475, and round about that sort of power consumption. Now it started blinking. What I could do though is is to sort of prove the point. I'm going to sort of connect this. Actually, I'm going to take it out of charge. Okay, let's take it out of charge. Let's connect it to my phone. Maybe I should have done that right from the outset. Okay, let's power this unit on, and I'm assuming that it's totally dead. Yeah, it's fucking totally dead. Right, I've charged it probably about a week ago. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, it's fucking totally dead. Absolute disgrace to Flir. Absolute disgrace. And I'm sorry for swearing, but absolute disgrace. If I knew that this is one of the main reasons I'm not inspecting buildings and I'm not going out, that's not my job. My job is to sort of find a short on a logic board basically. Any type of logic board that I'm repairing, I just need to find a short. If I knew that this was what I'm up against, I would have bought the Kailani or whatever it is from China, paid that extra bit of couple of £100, and it would have been a solid, constructive, PCB thermal imager. Now, they do sort of say that it's more for mobile PCBs and all that. Maybe it is, but I'm pretty sure we can work around that issue basically and just utilize it to the best of our ability. So, sadly, the unit is fully discharged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on for us however long it takes for it to fully charge up. The trouble what you have is that when the battery gets discharged, as you guys already know, sometimes it can go into a sleep mode, and if the battery gets to a sleep mode, you can probably induce power into it with a bench power supply, not normal charger. Sometimes the normal charger will do charge the battery up. Other times the normal charger won't do that. There may be various protection circuits within the charger that will not allow you to sort of induce power into this unit basically. But with a bench power supply, there is no way around that. So for example, when you're looking for a short and you're injecting 19 volt onto a particular 19 volt rail, for example, okay, a bench power supply will induce that power into it. But when you connect an adapter, a charger, that won't do it because it has its own overcurrent protection and blah blah, so on and so forth basically. But with this, you can set the amperage, you can set the voltage, and it will start heating up the component on that rail that's shorted to ground. Okay, so that's just a typical comparison between a normal power supply, a phone charger for this, and a bench power supply basically. So what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to leave that on for a couple of as long as it takes for it to stop blinking. Yes, it's blinking green, so I don't know if you can see that. So it is taking charge. I will come back to you and let you know what's happening on this basically. But yes, as I said, let me recap this. When you've got a unit that's not charging more than 60-65%, you leave it on for a couple of hours and it's not improving on that, definitely that solves that solves the problem. So you want to induce power with a bench power supply to overcome that problem. And I'm pretty sure most people repairing computers, mobile devices, they will have a power supply basically. Now you're probably wondering why the power supply is set to 5.1. I mean, that's just my preferences. When you measure the voltage output from a decent power supply, decent plug like a Samsung charger or an Apple charger, they're usually around 5.18 or around about 5.18 is most of them that I've come across with. So I'm going to stick to within the threshold, and I've just left it to 5.1 volt. It doesn't necessarily matter, but I'd like to sort of keep the extra feed going into the device itself, basically a voltage I should say. So yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. We're back again with this charging thing. So I've left the device, this Flir 1 Pro, connected to the bench power supply, and as you can see that the light is solid green and it's only drawing 0.07677 amp basically. So from my mind that is fully charged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug it, okay, hook it up to my mobile and show you the charge percentage. Okay, so we'll just hold it down for a moment and see. Again, it's just being so erratic. Okay, that'd be the last, absolutely would be the last unit that I'd be, from Flir, as far as I'm concerned. That is, it's nice to be portable, I understand that, but it's absolute fucking bullshit. It's plugged in. Okay, and let me go into the settings. There you go. Battery is 100%. Okay, so like I said, let me recap that the power supply, the adapter or the charger, what you have, whether you use a Samsung charger or an Apple charger, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Okay, this device will start or stop charging around about 60-65% at some point in its life basically. So it's flashing away. I'm going to turn it off. So when you do come across with issues as such, use a bench power supply. 5.1 volt, 5 volt, 1 amp is maximum, and you're good to go. And trust me that this method will work. Try it out, let me know what you think, and I hope that this resolve some of the issues that you guys have been experiencing. Pointless sending it back to Flir until Flir doesn't do some sort of a firmware or some sort of an update on these, because it is a common problem with it basically. Until then, I won't be buying another one, and furthermore I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, one of these. And also, the battery charge side of it is very, very, holding the battery. There's something being left on the circuitry, right? It can't just discharge within a matter of a couple of days. That's what happens. It just can't. So something's not right. The firmware needs to be sorted. Flir, you need to sort yourselves out. These are expensive units. If you're buying it from Testers UK and big retailers, you're paying nearly 550 odd quid for this, including VAT here in the UK. So sort it out for people, because people would like to utilise these portable devices, and they're looking for value for money, not getting ripped off with dodgy devices like that, basically, or problematic, I should say. Because don't get me wrong, you do have brilliant handheld thermal images for industrial use and things like this. So I'm not sort of slagging you off, but what I am trying to say is that you need to pay attention to the problem, and deal with it. This is how companies have grown from next to nothing to as big as they are. Like, say, for example, Dyson. Okay, when you look at the technology and look at it's expensive, but yeah, there is also an element of feedback that they consider taking from customers and end users and implement that onto the product. So they're always open for feedback and constantly thriving to improve on the products. And this is just one example. There's many companies out there that are actually sort of doing, and listening to the customers. Because at the end of the day, what you've got to look at is that the customers are the people who are paying and buying the product. They will be the one that will be utilising the product. Now, if the product turns out to be a shit, then obviously that product won't take long before it gets obsolete and it's end of life, because people won't be buying it, right? So come on, guys, do something about it, basically. Not really pleased with this, basically, because this is what I use to find shorts on logic boards and things like that. But sadly, sometime when you're in the need of working on it, or you want to utilise it, basically, you can't, because the unit's not powered on, and you've got to leave it for a couple of hours before you can sort of use it. So, yeah, coming back onto this is how you resolve your 60%, 65% charging issue on the Flir 1 Pro. Take care, guys. Happy Christmas. All the best. Wherever you are in the world, look after yourself. And stay well, stay safe, and look after your family and friends and your neighbours. At this pandemic, the only thing we can do is just look out for one another, because I'll tell you something, nobody's from the upper, what I'm on about, is going to help us, basically. It's us lot as human, try to unite, keep ourselves united, keep ourselves together, and see out through this pandemic what we're in the middle of, or towards the end of 2020. Hope you all the best. Take care, and bye for now.